Okay, so let's clap. Oh my God, we are so late. Oh my goodness. And that was my fault. Good morning, guys. Welcome. It's a Toxic Talk Thursday, May the 22nd, 2025, right? Welcome, guys. Shawn Harvey Morning Show. Beats and Wake Up Team with the Queen, Miss Miko. Only place on earth where you get your morning started right. Chat room is wide open, or you can call in. The number's 570-982-6950. Yes, I'm going to use that old-fashioned phase, technical difficulties. That's why we late. We're on time. We were on time. And this little goofy thing happened. So let's get past that. God bless. Miss Miko, good morning. God bless you. And how are you?
Good morning, Sean. Good morning, everybody. It's your girl, Miss Miko. How are you? It feels good to be here with you guys on this Toxic Talk Thursday. We have a great show in store for you guys. It's raining outside. It's dreary, so please have your galoshes on. Stay warm, stay dry. Take your umbrella. But whatever you do, you want to stick with us. The only place on earth where you get your morning started right.
The only place on earth where you get your morning started right. We're super excited to be here this morning. Okay, this morning, this show is sponsored by You Are Not Ready Ultimate Party Cruise. That's August the 2nd through the 9th, 2026. On the Norwegian Escape, we're selling out of Miami. You guys book your trip now. You Are Not Ready Ultimate Party Cruise. That's August the 2nd through the 9th, 2026. The Norwegian Escape is the ship, and we're cruising out of Miami. So if you guys are interested, please reach out to your boy. Reach out, yeah, reach out to me. We're gonna have the uh, uh the promoter on next week, and God bless. And special shout out to LaShawn Haynes Jones, and also I think Sister Soldier made deposits already. God bless. All right, Miss Miko, let's jump right into this, and I hope everybody's doing well. Miss Miko, I'm gonna start off by saying this. I am emotionally drained. One more thing. We have a special guest this morning, Miss Miko,
So,
Jamie Roberts. And I should have told you, I should have shared this with you. I forgot.
mhm.
Jamie Roberts, managing partner of Comedy in Harlem, will be our special guest at 8:25, 8:30 this morning.
Okay.
So, Miss Miko, you're a better interviewer than I am. So maybe you can get up a few questions real quick and then on the fly if you don't mind. Uh,
Okay.
we're gonna talk about the Knicks. We're gonna talk about the dating. We're gonna talk about a lot of whatever Miss Miko got going over there, and we appreciate you. I want to see the hearts in the chat room and welcome to the show. Miko, I'm on an emotional roller coaster right now.
What's going
Uh,
on?
there's a lot going on here, what the main thing that's going on is nothing heavy, but New York Knicks lost a brutal basketball game last night.
Oh, you know what? I actually watched that because Mike was watching it and he was in the room and I didn't feel like fighting. So I was like, all right, fine. I'll just watch it so it could hurry me over. It was like 2 minutes left in the game, but that was the longest 2 minutes ever because I was like, it's not over yet. And then I seen this light skinned boy throw the ball and then he was like, because I guess he made a basket that he didn't think he was going to make. Is that what happened?
Well, the
And
first
that
thing,
tied up the game.
well, you got to go a step further than that, and welcome to a step, a step. You got to rewind selector before that happened. Listen, guys, welcome to the Shoney Place on Earth where you get your one right now. It started 3 minutes left in the game. The Knicks were up about 14, 15 points, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And the Indiana Pacers made a ferocious comeback. They started scoring points at will. This young kid by the name of Naismith, I can't remember his first name, he hit about 5 threes in a row. It was unbelievable. He looked like Michael Jordan from 1989. He was hitting shot after shot after shot. And next thing you know, the Knicks were only up by 6 points. They made another three. And now the Knicks are only up by 3 points. And you can see and you can sense the fact that the Knicks mentally wasn't there. They wasn't there. They were giving up on the game mentally.
Yeah.
So now they started missing key free throws. That's why they call them free throws, because when you miss them, it costs you a lot when you miss them. That's why they call free. So you can see and sense this impending doom that was about to happen before that shot you talked about.
Okay.
So leading up to that shot, the Knicks had lost this double-digit lead late in the game. It was almost a foregone conclusion. I thought we won the game, and we needed game one. It's so important because it's a four-game series, obviously the best 4 out of 7, and we need to retain home court advantage. And as the Pacers were coming down court, and as they were scoring, the Knicks couldn't do nothing about it. And then we had no timeouts left and we had no challenges. So we couldn't do anything. We were at the mercy of the Indiana Pacers. And then the Pacers grabbed a crucial rebound. They were down by 2 points with a few seconds left. And they gave it to their modern day Reggie Miller. Halliburton, his name is. Forgot his first name. And he had his foot on the 3-point line. And he took the shot. And if he was on the other side of the 3-point line, they would have won the game. And that shot hit the back of the rim, as we all saw, ricocheted 10 feet in the air. If he would have missed that shot, we would have won the game. Wow. And the buzzer goes off. Clearly, the ball left his hand. It hits the back of the rim, ricochets up 10 feet, and goes back into the basket for overtime.
That's when he did this?
And then he did the choke. And the choke was from the Reggie Miller days. And that's another problem I had about last night. Reggie Miller, who is the TNT commentator, was at the game last night. He's commentating the game. Now, you can clearly see and hear in his voice and in his soul, he's going for the Pacers. I'm not mad at him for that. He's a Pacer legend, but he's making it so clear that he's cheering and rooting for the Pacers as a commentator when he should be neutral, regardless of his claim to fame of being a Pacer fan.
Right.
But then again, I'm not mad at him. But he was clearly hoping and praying that these Pacers would win the game. And when back 25 years ago, when Reggie Miller hit those 3-pointers consecutively, I think he hit 3 in a row, that's when he gave the choke sign to Spike Lee when he was sitting on the bench back in the day. And this modern day hero, this guy Halliburton, did the same thing. When he hit that buzzer beater to take it into overtime, he did the choke. And you know what? Honestly, the Knicks choked. They choked last night. They really did. But the thing was, it was so emotional because a lot of us who are Knicks fans know how emotional this whole situation has become. New York Knicks, y'all got to win game. You got to win the second game. We cannot go back to Indiana down 2 games. They are a really good basketball team. And for the Knicks to allow the Knicks to lose a 14-point lead late in the game was horrific.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And that's crazy. I couldn't sleep last night. And it's weird. Like I couldn't sleep. I woke up thinking about like I am in a relationship with the New York Knicks in my head. It was like
I think that's all New Yorkers because I was watching the news and they said that they had a viewing party at Radio City Music Hall to watch the game. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, but there's a lot of these venues that are opening up for Knicks fans so they could come in and watch the game.
Radio City Music Hall, Shawn?
Yeah, all these people can't fit in Madison Square Garden.
That's crazy.
So New York Knicks, boy, you literally dropped the ball last night. We got to get back up. And we have to win game 2. And there is no way that, and it's the weird thing, it was in reverse. Remember, we played Boston a few weeks back or last week, and we overcome a 20-point deficit to win, and now it happened to us. We lost a lead late in the game. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show, any place on earth where you get your morning started right. Nick, if you're a Knicks fan, put a number 1 in the chat room. It's not a good morning for us right now. And
it's not a good morning.
Not a good morning. It's not a good morning to be a Knicks fan. We tired. We exhausted. Last night put us through a lot. And what Mike Dixon talking about? It's over, Shawn. What are you talking about? I mean, it's over, bro. Is Mike a Knicks fan?
I don't know who his basketball team is. I know he like the 49ers. That's all I know. I don't know about basketball.
You married to this dude and you don't know what basketball team he's on?
Mm-mm. I'm not a sports person, Sean. You know that, so I don't care who it is.
Yo, Mike, who's your team? I know we choked last night, but who's your team? Joe Butter, you a Knicks fan. You know what it is. It's heartbreaking. Everybody, shout out to Joe Butter. He's in the chat room. God
Hey,
bless him.
Joe.
Y'all support everything he does over there.
Hey, Joe.
He said shot time. See, that's where it makes sense. Yo, Mike this Dixon, God bless you. I know this is your beautiful, lovely wife here on the panel. But I tell you what, Mike Dixon, get your ass out the chat room right now.
You're not
Get,
kicking my man out. That's what you're not
get
going to.
your ass out of this pause, out of this chat room right now. We are hurting right now as Knicks fans. It was too emotional last night. The way we lost this game. But we coming back game two. Joe Butter, don't worry about that. We coming back game two. And we played a basketball game that we're not used to watching as Knicks fans. Bronson did some turnovers. There was some bad shots, but that's part of the game. But we steadfast as being our Knicks fans and supporting the Knicks. And what did I say? Well, Mike, guess what I'm gonna do for you? Just like Sister Soldier and Tim and uh, who else? Tiffany Thomas. You're in the penalty box until the season's over. If you're not messing with the Knicks, you're in the Shawn Harvey Morning Show penalty box. You can watch from the side. Miss Miko, your husband is now officially in the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team anti-Nick penalty box. Like, you know how the hockey players, when they have a penalty, they put them in the penalty box for a few minutes?
Mm-hmm.
That's what Mike Dixon is in that box right now. Mike, you are welcome to the show. God bless. But you are officially now in the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team penalty box because you are not messing with the Knicks. Now, Miss Miko, that's your husband. I'm for sure you're loyal to your husband. You got love for him. Are you a New York Knicks fan?
I guess because I'm from Brooklyn. I guess.
Okay, good lucky because your ass would have been in the penalty box as
I
well.
guess. I don't. Y'all know I don't watch no sports, so none of that means anything to me.
But I'm just saying, but you're from New York, so you're rocking with the Knicks anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. All right. Welcome to the show, any place on earth. And for Halliburton to do the choke sign, you lucky you ain't get your ass whipped in New York City for
What
doing
does
that
that
choke
sign
sign.
mean? I don't understand. What does that mean?
It's a historic gesture from back in the day. 25 years ago, the Knicks, it was the same situation. The Knicks were winning against the Indiana Pacers, and Reggie Miller, the Indiana Pacers hero, hit 3 to 4 threes in a row to beat the Knicks back in those days in that crucial game. And when he hit the last three, which was a turnover, he turned around, he turned the ball over, and he shot the three to put the Pacers in front of in the lead. That particular game, he turned around, he looked at Spike Lee, and he gave him the choke sign. He gave him this because the Knicks had choked. And that's what the young man Halliburton did last
Oh,
night.
okay. He was sending the mess. Got it. Okay.
He's sending that message from 25 years ago. And we don't appreciate that.
He said we ain't forget.
Yo, Halliburton, that
Got it.
wasn't a good look on you, bro. Don't come outside. Stay in that hotel room.
Mm. He
New
gonna
York,
be outside.
I say Knicks in 6. I say the blowout happens tomorrow. It's very emotional the way we lost that game
Who
last
they
night.
play tomorrow?
But let's clap for Miss Miko. She really is right. She don't know nothing about basketball. They play tomorrow. They play the Los Angeles Rams.
Okay.
Okay, good. All right, welcome to the show. Only place on earth where you get your morning started right. Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team with the Queen, Miss Miko. God bless. The manager partner of Comedy in Harlem will be on deck at 8:30. Jamie Roberts, we're excited about it. Miss Miko, what you got? What's going on today? Because I'm hurting right now.
Oh my gosh, I wanted to talk about something today that impacts so many people. Where's my girl Cindy J today? This is something that she will want to hear about. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the buy now, pay later apps. You know, there's Klarna, there's Afterpay, there's I don't know, Affirm. There's a couple of buy now, pay later apps where they don't run your credit or anything. You just kind of Do they run your credit? I don't know. But I know you buy it and they'll break your payment down to 4 months, 10 months, whatever. They had this one lady I talked about a few months ago. She was paying over $2,700 a month back in these buy now, pay later apps. So right now, Klarna saying that they are $136 million in debt due to customers not paying back their loans. They're reporting they're suffering major losses due to customers not paying back loans. It's a buy now, pay later company, and it says during the first quarter of the year, January to March, they've acquired a loss of $99 million, bringing the total loss to $136 million. The company says this is a 17% year-on-year increase. On a larger scale, however, according to a recent survey conducted by LendingTree, 41 of the buy now, pay later customers say they repay their loans late. A lot of the customers take out loans to pay for groceries, and the survey found that's up 14%. That's crazy, y'all. What are your thoughts? And if you have a buy now, pay later situation going on, are you paying them on time? Are you paying them late? Or are they jerked? Are you not paying them at all? That's crazy. And do you pay? I didn't know you could pay for groceries with them. So if I go to the store and I buy groceries with the buy now, pay later, once I get the groceries, y'all jerked. I'm not paying for it. It's over because y'all can't even come after me. You can't put it on my credit. You can't do anything. So talk to me. What's your thoughts on that?
Shout out to everyone in the chat room, man. I see. But shout out to Joe Buddy. He's still in the chat room. God bless you. Cal Stewart, man. God bless you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in for a moment. DJ Tall Guy. Oh, man, you are amazing. DJ, y'all follow DJ Tall Guy on Instagram, man. He's up there doing his thing. He parties over there at that place, the Row House in Harlem, New York, doing his thing. Y'all follow Joe Butter and his son, Lil Butter, DJs from the Bronx, New York. They're doing their thing, and I'm happy that folks are out there supplying all this entertainment and goodwill to all these folks in the New York area. And God bless all you guys. It's good to see you guys in chat room. Buy now, pay later. Come on, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like this is the worst kind of concept to have for folks in a certain consumer base.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it is really so disrespectful for how this financial government here in the United States was run under a whole capitalistic idea is to put uh, many Americans into more financial debt because that's all this is. This is a racket. This is the worst situation that you can have, and now it's buy now pay later on any item you want,
Including groceries. I've never like. How does that even work?
who the hell is gonna buy now and pay later for groceries? Who's doing who? And I understand that the sad part about it is that it is a consumer based sport. It's probably billions of dollars that are being made, but then this is something where people are really not going to pay this back,
Right.
and it's going to hurt your credit and all other type of situations that's going on to and drive you more into debt.
Right.
Unfortunately, if you got to buy now and pay later for groceries, I want to say don't get the groceries, but you got to eat. But if you buy now and pay later for a pair of shoes and a luxury bag, and what are you doing? It's just a sinister plot to keep everyone in debt in this country.
It's a sinister plot show.
It's a sinister plot like we're watching a Batman series from the 70s.
Oh my God.
Put a
Shut
number one
up.
chat room if you have buy now.
Shut up.
Put a number one chat room if you deal with buy now, pay later. And I see it. I see it a lot when I'm shopping and I'm online. And it's very tempting. It's very tempting. It lures you in.
Do they run? I don't think they run your credit. Is that how they?
Enough. I don't think that's another thing. Like I don't think
Because
they
how
want to.
you giving all this money to people who don't have good credit anyway and have no intention of paying you back? I need to know, like,
Yeah,
if you have a buy now pay later, let us know how it's run. We need to understand.
yeah. Put a number one. Put a number one chat room if you have buy now, pay later, and be honest. It's no shame in your game here on the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team. Uh, yeah, I think I think this is a bad concept. It just drives you more into debt. And okay, food maybe food because you got to eat. For all these other items that you necessarily don't need, that you want, it's different from a need and a want. You
Hmm.
need it. That's something different than a want.
Yeah,
And you don't want
absolutely.
to go into debt because you want to buy look a Yankee fit. Like, see this, look, I think this hat costs $40. I think it was a 40. I think, well, how much did the fitted cost? I can't remember. $40, 35, $40. You're gonna do a 4 payment plan on a Yankee fitted? Doesn't
Right.
make no sense.
And they do that too. They be like $5, as little as $5 a month, a little as 333 a
Yeah.
month. Like they break it down for you sometime when you want to buy something. I've seen that.
If you buy something and you're making payments on it at $1.14 a month, you have to reevaluate your life. Why you
Yeah.
just can't take $20 when you get paid, put it to the side, and then the next time you get paid, take another $20, and then go get you a hat, and you own the hat. That's what when I go to the store and I buy something, I look at it and go, okay, I'm paying cash for this, I'm paying whatever. Now I'm owning. I own this, but not the credit.
Right.
This buy now, pay later is the worst situation ever. Please
Right.
stay away from that. But it's a $1 billion industry. Miss Miko, do you have buy now, pay later?
Mm-mm. My daughter do though. She swear by it.
Okay. And that's
She put
another thing.
everything on Klarna. She don't even care. She put everything on Klarna.
And that's another thing. There's a consumer base for it. It's
Hmm.
a $1 billion industry.
She absolutely loves it.
And you ain't gotta run no credit. Let me buy something right now, pay for it right now. Matter of fact, I'm going the outfit I'm wearing this weekend. I'm gonna buy now and pay for it later. How about that?
Yo.
What else you got, Miss Miko? Welcome to the show, Any Place on Earth, where you get your morning started right. Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team with the Queen, Miss Miko. We truly appreciate you. Almost 10 years running strong. We'll have a celebration next year, God willing. And thank you so much. This show is sponsored by You Are Not Ready Ultimate Party Cruise. That's August 2nd through the 9th, 2026. The ship is the Norwegian Escape and it's selling out of Miami. We got a few folks in the chat room that's already put down their deposits. Y'all come on and y'all rock with us. Rob Jackson, y'all know Rob. Rob will be here on the show. We're going to interview Rob in a few weeks. He's the promoter. You Are Not Ready Ultimate Party Cruise, August 2nd through the 9th, 2026. Norwegian Escape is the ship, and we're selling out of Miami. We got DJs, comedians, we do our own events. We're not at the mercy of the ship with their events. We did it over the New Year. We had 300 to 400 people. We looking to double that size, and y'all come out and y'all rock with us. Hopefully, Miss Miko, Skinny J, and all the others will be on deck for the You're Not Ready party cruise.
Yeah.
Because remember, Miss Miko and Skinny J went on a horrible cruise.
It was not that bad. It was just on a corny ship. It was on the MSC. The
It was
MSC is a European cruise, and it was boring as hell.
hold on, hold on, wait a minute. Let's go. Wait,
Is that Jamie?
that's
Yes, it
Jamie.
is.
Hi,
And
Jamie.
and
What's
speak.
going on, people?
Hey,
What's up?
listen.
What's up?
Speaking of Jamie, Tommy and Harlem, they got their own little yacht cruise that they do. It
That's
goes.
right.
That's right.
That's right.
It goes around 125th Street. They do it every year. It's amazing.
What's going on, family? How y'all
Sign me up,
doing?
Everybody.
Jamie. I'm coming on the ship.
Uh,
It's June 7th.
All
all right.
right.
It's a day party, June 7th.
Everybody, just let's clap and welcome managing partner of comedy in Harlem, the one and
God.
only, the super producer himself. Everybody start clapping for the one and only Jamie Roberts. Come on, Jamie.
Yeah.
Woo!
Bam, bam.
Jamie, before we get into everybody, show Jamie some love in the chat room. Jamie, before we get into the show, I'm in the with your interview. I'm grappling with some anti-Nick fans in the chat
Oh,
room.
man. Oh, man.
Jamie, I'm hurting right now. I've been in a relationship with the Knicks since 1974.
It's an
It's
abusive relationship, my man.
it's very abusive. Jamie, are you rocking with us? Are you a New York Knicks fan?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm a Knicks fan, man. It ain't since '74 though. Jesus Christ, y'all. Jesus Christ, y'all. I wasn't even around when that was happening, brother. But
Yeah,
yeah, I'm a Knicks fan. It was hard. It was a hard loss last year. Last night, man. It was a hard loss last night, man.
but,
I don't even want to talk about it because this shit was disheartening.
but
And
Jamie,
and
Jim, you know what's interesting though about forget about the lost part. The thing that interests me about it, and it depends on it doesn't matter who your team is, it's the emotional feelings that
Yeah,
come with
man.
like you can't sleep, like you really feel like
You
this
don't even watch Sports
connection.
Center. You can't watch Sports Center for the next day and a half. You can't, man.
Is this because the Knicks fans talk the most ish? Is this the reason why y'all feeling like this? Because y'all get all cocky, y'all pump up your chest, and y'all be acting all crazy when you
Yo, I
win one
ain't asked for
game?
this heat this morning. What's all this
I'm
about,
just
yo?
asking a question. I don't watch sports. I don't know. I'm just asking a question.
It's 8:38 in the morning. She coming at me like this, yo. Come on, man. It's a setup, yo. I could have stayed in the bed with the wife for this shit. Come on, man. I'm sorry, I can't curse. My fault, my fault. But yeah, I think because it's New York, we got a different type of swag. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, even though we losing, we still gonna talk craziness. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's that has a lot to do with it. It has a lot to
Okay.
do with it. And we
Jamie,
Gotcha.
were winning. And we were winning. We should have won that game. So when you
right,
lose stuff like that, that hurts, man.
right. We were up 14 points with 3 minutes left in the game. Uh, Let me ask you this question. Forget about the choke part. How did you feel when Halliburton hit that buzzer beater and the ball hit the back of the rim and went up, ricocheted 30 feet into the air, then would hit the bottom of the net. But how did that feel for you, Jamie, before we get into our interview with you? When he did the choke sign to Reggie Miller. How did that make you
Yo,
feel?
he's a cornball, yo. He's a cornball, man. You know why? Because he doesn't have an identity, and he's trying to play off of Reggie. He did it before too. He did that before too. It's kind of like, I get it. You're a Pacer, you're a Knicks, but create your own lane, man. Create your own lane. He's a cornball, yo. He's a cornball. I don't like him at all. Oh,
Now,
Humpty, he looks crazy, man. Shock G looking dude. I don't really rock with that dude, man. I
he,
don't like him at all.
You said
he looks,
Shock G,
Yeah, he looked
the
like Shock
rapper?
G. Yeah.
no, no, he looks like an athletic El DeBarge without the haircut. Uh, uh,
Every light skinned dude under the sun.
He looks like a non-threatening young man. That's what he looks. Very non-threatening.
now, I asked both of you these questions before we get with Jamie. Miss Miko and Jamie Roberts, there's a calling for the rapper Fat Joe to remove himself from the garden
Yes, I
because
made a
he
video
thinks
about that. I made a video about that.
Jamie, could you talk to
Yo,
us about that?
What's
anytime
going
them
on with
niggas
that?
show up, anytime they show up, it's a jinx, yo. Him, Jada, 50. Anytime they show up, the old white man, Woody Harrelson,
Yeah,
Woody Allen, who
yeah,
married his daughter,
No
all of
yeah.
them.
way.
Anytime they show up, yo, it's a jinx, yo. Only person who allows a rock like that is Spike. Spike's a real fan. He is a real fan. All these dudes, they got their money and they want to show up they fake jewelry, sit front row. I don't need them. Tracy, he can make it too. He could stay. He threw up one game,
Uh,
and I think they won that game, so he could stay. But the other dudes, yo, nah, they gotta go, man. Fat Joe, he came in there wearing a bonnet the last. Yo, come on, man.
Did he?
Yeah, he's not even Fat Joe anymore. He's just Joey, yo. Joey crap. He's not even
I
fat
gotta see
anymore,
that. Let
yo.
me see if I can see that picture. He wore a bonnet to the game.
Yeah, though, he had
Now,
like some bonnet nonsense. Yo, man. Some
you know
scarf
what?
around his neck, thinking this is not Middle East, man. Get out of here. Pack it up, man. Get up out of here.
You know
None of
what?
them dudes, man.
You know what? Jamie is absolutely right. There's some of these folks that don't really need to be in the garden like that, and I
Nah.
do believe it. I do believe that Fat Joe from the Bronx,
Yeah.
and look, Joe Butter's in the chat room right now. That's his man. They went
Yeah,
to
man.
school. We all went to school together. I mean, I didn't. We went to the same junior high school together. Joe Butter and myself left before Fat Joe and Lord Finesse came in there the years after us. But you are absolutely right.
Yo,
Fat
man.
Joe, God bless you, from the Bronx, New York. Stay away from the garden, bro.
Stay at the Rucker, brother. Stay at the Rucker, man. But every time they show up, man. Every time, man. I think they won game six. They won and they were in the building. But still, man, it's like a jinx. It's like a
Mm,
jinx,
mm,
man.
mm.
We need real fans in there. Real fans.
Well, welcome to the show, guys. Only place on earth where you get your morning started right. Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team with the Queen, Miss Miko, and our special guest this morning. Let's clap. Uh, Jamie Robbins. Come on, let's clap for him.
Happy to
Jamie,
be here, brother.
Jamie, a lot of folks, right? And it's weird. A lot of folks identify you as a club owner
Mm-hmm.
of the successful comedy in Harlem, on 750-8 St. Nicholas Avenue up there in Harlem. But a lot of folks don't understand that before all of this, you're out here in these streets as a comedian.
Yeah, man, you got to put the work in. You know what I mean? 20 years in, easy. I'm
Yeah,
still performing. I'm hosting them all night. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's kind of like a lot of people don't separate the two until they see me actually there doing it. You know what I
yeah.
mean? And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. The brand is much bigger than me, so I'm okay with that.
Right. Jamie, how long you been doing stand-up comedy? Welcome to the show, guys.
Uh, 20, 21 years,
Yeah,
22 years. Yeah, 20, 22 years. I took a stint off when my first son was born for like 5 months. I became a farmer. I moved down to Atlanta. It was like, yo, man, it was no action down in Atlanta as far as comedy was concerned. So I had just got married. My son was born, and I was down there. Even my wife at the time was like, yo, do you still do comedy? Because there was no real rooms, and that's where I met Q Brooks at. And so we started doing the rooms down there, and then I moved back in 2008, and that's when I started Sunday Night Live and really just Before that, man, I was out with talent every night, doing all the Jersey shows,
yeah,
all the after work spots.
yeah,
I was doing a Sunday show with him when it was the Improv. You know what I
yeah,
mean? I used to host the New Jack section. Kenny Williams used to give me the jewels in between when I get off stage. So I was deep in the game back
yeah,
then, and then when I moved, it all went away. It was like a shock, man. And I wasn't depressed, but I was like missing the stage. I was missing the action, and I found some folks down in Atlanta who were funny. There's a lot of people say they're comedians, but they're not funny. And then you start hanging around people who are not funny. Guess what happens?
yeah.
That rubs off for you, and you think you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you need to stay around people who gonna sharpen, sharpen your skill set. And so I ran into Drew Thomas. I don't know if you know Drew. Drew's
Yeah,
hilarious.
of course.
He's also from the Bronx. So
Yeah,
Drew
yeah,
started running with him down there in Atlanta, and then just found a crew to really. That's the first time I met Pat Brown. Was at
right.
the Funny Farm down there. So I was supposed to headline. They was like, "Oh, we got to bump you. We got Pat Brown's in town." I'm like, "Yo, who this dude, Pat Brown?" And
Yeah.
then she came in. I was like, "Oh." Yeah, like, all right, let me see what she got. So they
Hey,
had me
Jamie.
feature, and then she did 25 minutes of crazy hot material. I was like, yeah, I made the right decision, letting her headline. I wasn't gonna follow that.
Hey, Jamie, let me ask you one question before we get back into it. Hey, guys, Jamie Roberts, comedian and managing partner of Comedy Harlem's on deck right now. We truly appreciate it. Jamie, this question goes also to Miss Miko, but I want to know your perspective of it because I've heard Miss Miko's perspective. Why do Black folks love to migrate to Atlanta?
Yo,
What's
man.
oh,
At the time, Atlanta was a new space to be, a new place. You know what I mean? Yo, you go there, you start your life over. I bought my house with 100. I bought my house with $1,100
yeah,
down in Atlanta. Real talk, a signature on $1,100. The
right,
mortgage and the prime rates was raping cats back then, but those still, I still had a house. You know
yeah,
what I mean? But the
Right.
thing about Atlanta is you just got a house. Ain't nothing else happening down there. You just got a big ass house. Ain't
That's
nothing else
it.
moving.
That's
We
it.
got
That's why you
eight
got to go
bedrooms,
visit.
7
I won't
baths,
move.
and a cat. Ain't nothing else happening, man. Your neighbors is an acre away. You ain't got nothing, man. But
Yep.
now it's Charlotte. Everybody wants to move to Charlotte.
Or
And
what?
Houston. Now it's
or
Charlotte or
Houston,
Houston.
right?
Yep.
Or Houston. So it's kind of like you trying to run from your past, and you trying to relocate, but it ain't gonna happen. They're gonna find you down there too. So it don't make a difference, man.
It's weird because back in the day, like a few generations ago, Black folks migrated north for industry jobs. They moved to
Hmm.
from Detroit, Cleveland, New York, Philly, and this whole thing in Boston. And now, in the last 20 years, it seems like Black folks are coming back, going back south. But then
Hmm.
there's a large migration of Black folks that are coming back north. So when
Right.
you came back north here to the New York area, how did that make you feel? Like, was
Oh
it a
man,
relief?
I should have kissed the ground when I came back, man. It was like, yo, if you've never lived in Atlanta, you won't get this reference because they got red clay dirt roads in Atlanta. Like it was like some slavery shit. It was crazy, man. It wasn't developed the way it is right now. So to come back to New York and you see that, you see Times Square, you see Penn Station,
You see
you see people
buildings.
who, right, you see people who are rude to you. Man, I miss the rudeness of New York City, man. The pigeons don't even get out your way. Yo, I missed all of it, man. I missed all of it, man. And I
Yeah,
came back to win the weekend the Giants won the Super Bowl. So 2008, that's when I came back.
gotcha.
Um,
And
but it was
and Ja-
great, man.
and Jamie, tell these folks, man, if you don't mind, your experiences about this comedy grind. Like I'm
Man.
talking about pre club, going out there,
Yo, man.
working your day job all day, and then going out at night, and just the ups and downs of the grind of
Yeah.
comedy.
Yo, the comedy and the thing about it, like at the time, I think really comedy broke up my marriage. Real talk, because it was kind of like it was like you got to make a decision: happiness or this. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm gonna go with happiness, and that was comedy.
No,
But it takes
Jamie. Stop it. Stop it, Jamie.
you got to call a spade, man. So it got to a point where you gotta sometimes you hit a ceiling in comedy and you gotta figure out what's the next step. That's just like any job that you do. What's the next step? Whether you're producing shows, whether you're hosting shows, whether you're getting called to do a big show out in Atlantic City or the Garden or something like that, but you got to get to that next step. And I ran into several walls doing comedy. Like, all right, I'm real good at this. What else can I do? What else can I do? And if you don't have that, what else you can do, you're going to get stuck and stagnant in
Yeah,
comedy, and then you become stale, and then you're just doing the same jokes you were doing for 20 years,
yeah,
and you don't see any future in it. So now you become the angry old
yeah,
head who don't
yeah,
enjoy it anymore. You just there for the check. You there
yes,
for the check, the Hennessy, and the wings. And it's
yeah,
like, yo, stop hiring this guy. He's never happy. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
But he could deliver in a room full of people who don't know him. But if he's been around or she's been around for some time and she hasn't really excelled the way she wants to excel, you can see it in them. And I didn't want to be that. I didn't want to be that, man. And so that's why I've done different things. Like I've hosted different. What I've done in comedy is trying to figure out what's the next step for me. So comedy club ownership is one big hell of a step, right?
oh yeah, no doubt.
But what I love the most is hosting events. It doesn't even have to be a comedy show. So I've groomed myself into being a great host. So I
Nice.
can host any type of an event, and those checks are even bigger than these comedy shows. You know
Now,
what I mean? So when
now,
you get to that level and you're put on as that person, yeah, call Jamie Roberts. Your name is in those rooms when you're not around. That speaks volumes of the work that you put in. And this is what 15 years of hosting events. Because when I
wow,
first started, I wasn't hosting events like that, but consistently and getting in front of people. And I've hosted. I just last Saturday I hosted a gala for High 97 for Hampton Alumni Club. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
100 Black Men Gala hosted that. I hosted the
nice.
Pitch Black at the Apollo. This is all within the last 3 months. You know what I mean? So
Well, let's clap for
it's
that.
coming.
Let's clap for that.
Yeah, it's coming. You got to
Now,
put the work in though.
Jamie, let me ask you a question.
No, let me touch on this though. But you got to put
Oh,
the work in though, because some people will call your name, and if you ain't ready, you about to burn out that connect. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because they can't call your name no more.
right. No, you're absolutely right, and that shows and prove that you have to put in anything you do in life, you have to put in that work, and you have to be prepared, and you have to be
Right.
ready, and you
You're
have to
right.
be versatile enough to take all the jobs.
Yeah.
Jamie and I could do a language show one night, and then we both can do a church show the next morning. So you have
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
You gotta
be
stay ready.
versatile. Now, Jamie, let me ask you this question. When was the first time, before we get into the club, I just want to stay right there with your stand up. When was that time when you knew that you was funny and that
Oh yeah.
you belonged in the game? And I'll tell you when it happened to me. I was in Jersey City one night, Miss Miko, and one of the comedians that we work with that still works out there, that Jamie and I know well, he had to leave a show. He had to leave to go to another show. And this comedian is funny as hell. And I had to go on after him. And in my head, I was like, there's no way I could follow this guy, Miss Miko. There's no way. And I know he had to leave. So I thought to myself, do your job, do what you have to do, and believe in your funny. And I got up there after the dude. I wasn't as funny as he was, but they definitely enjoyed me
They
enough
received
to
you.
Yeah,
Right.
enough to where it was okay. And then I got off the stage, Miss Miko, and I said, I belong in this game.
Hmm.
Because that was that immaculate conception to where I was like, follow this guy.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Jamie, what was that? What was your immaculate conception? What was that time when you was like, you know what? Like I could do this.
Um, it had to be at the Broadway, but well, excuse me, the Improv. Working with talent, Kenny, even Barry Ribs was there that night, which is
Right,
so crazy. So, of course, I hosted the New Jack section, right?
right,
So the rules of hosting the new part of the show is you can't do any crowd work because you got to leave that to talent. Talent's going to come up there. He can't do the same crowd work you just did. So
right,
I had to open the show, blah blah blah, right?
right,
Did that, and then we brought up somebody, not gonna say his name,
right,
bombed,
right,
bombed. So talent and Kenny Williams is in the back watching this bomb happen. He pulls me to the side and said, "Yo, you got to address that. You can't just allow someone to bomb and not talk about it when you get back up there." So I
right,
said, "All right." I did like 7 minutes of this dude bombing, and all you can see is all the comedians in the back laughing they ass off. And when I
right.
got off the stage, talent paid me. He never paid me before for the New Jack sex. He paid me and dapped me and said, "Yo, man, that's what I'm talking about. That's how you handle this business, man. I appreciate you." And I'm looking at the money in my hand like, I can't take this. He said, "You better take this money,
You
man."
better
I
take
can't.
it.
It was $20, but at the same time, you know what I mean? It was like, yo, you earned this. And to get that from your peers, the people who you grew up watching on TV, who's actually helping you develop in this game, I knew that's when it was like, yeah, I got this. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't straight comedy. You can go up there and do a script. And that's how I got real good at improv, crowd
Right.
work and stuff like that. Because you got to be quick on your feet. If someone drops dead in front of you, you got to address that and keep it
Yeah.
going. You know what I mean?
Jamie, I've never seen you do stand up. Every time I was in a
Really?
room with you, you were hosting or you were not hosting. We were at your space and we were gonna do a
Oh,
show.
for
But
the
I've
for,
never
for
seen you in action. I would love to see you in action.
Hey, be careful. My wife's in the next room. You talk
No,
to her.
you know what I mean.
Miss
Hey, Miss
Miko,
Jamie.
Miss Miko, when was it at your job when you felt the immaculate conception hit you and you was like, I belong here? Put the folks in the chat room.
Mm.
Share with us, what was your immaculate conception at your job when you knew that you belong? Like you completed a training course, or you got up and you shared something, or you sent the correct email before AI. Like, Miss Speaker, when was
I don't even. I guess when I got my promotion, I think
That's what's up.
that was what it was. When I was promoted, that's when I was like, I'm that chick.
okay?
Hmm.
I think that's what it was. Yeah.
Now, Jamie, everybody, please, let's put a round of applause, some applause emoji in the chat room for our beloved Jamie Roberts here. We've interviewing them for a few more minutes, and we truly appreciate you, Jamie. Jamie, how did the comedy and Harlem concept?
Oh man.
How was that birth, bro?
People don't even know. I've owned that website for over 10 years, right?
Really?
Because we used to do comedy up at National Black.
Yes, I remember that.
So yeah, we used to do a quarterly with my man Putaxi,
Yeah,
what to do entertainment, right?
yeah.
So I bought comedyinharlem.com back then so people could actually find a place to purchase tickets online,
Oh,
right? So when Comedy in Harlem started, it was back then. If you look at pictures, you'll see like the posters from 2016, 17, you'll see at the bottom of it, it says comedyinharlem.com. That's how long I've had it, right? So we were doing National Black Theater, and then National Black Theater went for renovations. So we had to find a new home, right? So we went over to Lighthouse, which is on the second location on East 117th. They got a space downstairs, small space, on the ground floor of Lighthouse. So we did the show there, packed it out. Could only fit like 50 people in there, right? Packed it out. And the owner was like, "Yo, I love what you guys are doing, my man Mike. Can you do it again?" I was like, "Yo, the space is way too small, man. We're used to doing 3 shows on a Saturday, 125, 150 people a show. We can't really make no money here, man. So he was like, all right, cool. I'll let you know. The next day he called me. He was like, yo, I got a space for you. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, it's right above the restaurant. I said, the same spot we was at? He said, yeah, yeah, yeah. I said, I'll be there in about an hour. So I called Putaxi and I called Rich, his cousin at the time. I mean, it's still his cousin. His cousin, I called him. They don't get along. But anyway, so uh,
Right.
I called him, told them to meet me there. We went there. It was a empty space, man. And I still got the video and the pictures of us walking in there. It used to be a gym.
Right.
And y'all both been to the old location, so
Yeah.
the alley you walk through,
Yeah.
up the sketchy stairs,
Yeah.
Princess
and then
never been up there. Princess is so upset. He boycotted every time we
yo
had a show
man,
there.
yo. So we walked in there. I saw it, and I was like, "Yo, this is it. We can make
Right.
this happen." And he's like, "What you want to do?" I said, "Yo, we're gonna turn this into a space." So I asked him for the landlord's information. So everything was third party at first, and
Yeah.
then we did our first show. Once we did our first show in August, I said, "Yo, if I could get people to come here and enjoy a show. We didn't even have a door, yo. We
Yeah.
didn't even have a
Right.
door,
Yeah.
which is we had a curtain. We didn't have a door, and we had no heat. We had no AC. I had to put a hot water heater in there. Yo, we've done. I put about at least 70, 80,000 dollars into that first, just to get it to where it needs to be
Right.
you
Right.
know. And then we started seeing the people come through. All the emails was going out. This is a new club, and then I started tapping into my network because I needed airtime. I needed publicity. I needed people to know that we were here. So the news networks called my folks over there. Yo, I got a black-owned comedy club in New York City. They started running the story. Not ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox 5 came through, did an interview.
Right.
All the outlets. Yo, it started growing and growing and growing, and then before you knew it, we in debt. So this is where we hit.
Right. Right.
People don't see that part though, sure.
Right. Right.
But yeah, that's where it came from, man. And then, certain partners, we went certain ways, separate ways, and now I work every day with Nikki Sunshine on the club, man.
Now,
So
and shout out and guys, Nikki Sunshine, who's Jamie's beloved wife, also partnered at the club. And shout out to Nikki and God bless her. And
Shout out to Nikki.
you guys do a tremendous job over there. And real quick before we let you go, Jamie, how did you make that exodus out of the east side of Harlem
oh man.
to go to the west side of Harlem? Because I mean, I know you guys made an announcement that the club was closing,
Hmm.
and it broke my heart.
Yeah,
It
man.
broke my heart to hear that information. But just a month or two later, you was back up and running. If you don't mind for a few minutes, could you share with the group
We
how did
always
that?
gotta have a plan, man. So we signed a lease in this space in March of last year, right?
Yeah,
So the buildings department was coming down on us because that building wasn't right. The original location, there was no elevator.
yeah,
You know what I mean? They were
yeah,
saying it was a death trap
yeah,
because it was one way in, one way out. But
yeah,
we had the emergency exit. We had, the fire escape. So the buildings department was basically saying we were operating illegally, even though
right,
they gave us a letter of what is it called? Letter of no content, right?
right,
Meaning that we could operate, but it said first floor on it, not second floor.
right,
So when they came back to see it was on the second floor, that's when they started trying to hit us with fines and violations. And then it was just like, what are we doing? We can't keep dodging the buildings department because eventually they're gonna hit you with a fine. And when the city hits you with a fine, it ain't $75 per parking ticket,
yeah,
it's 7,500. You know what I
right,
mean? It's 10,000. And you gotta pay that fine before you can even sign another lease anywhere else.
right,
Or you
right,
gotta, redo the name. So, when we made that video, I was already working on the construction at the new space, but it was
yeah,
just letting people know, like, we're not going to be open for the
right,
next month and a half because we had shows on the books. We've taken money for deposits. We had to give that back.
right,
And that was really the only source of income for us
Right.
was a comedy
right,
club.
right.
So if you cut off your income for a month and a half, a lot of people can't miss a check without being homeless. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
of
Right.
So
course, of course.
you're talking about a month and a half of shows, which is about 20 shows.
Yeah.
of getting the food and drink revenue and ticket sales from some, yo, that's a significant hit. So, I was robbing Peter to pay Paul to stay afloat.
Yes.
And also at the same time, I was constructing the new space.
Yeah.
So it was money on top of money. So the plan was to keep the first club running while we build the second club with the income from the second club. But there's no income from the second club.
Right.
So what do I do? Am I back in the streets like Tyreek, from Power? What am I
Yeah.
doing? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's kind of
Right.
like you got to reinvent yourself, try to figure it out. We did a boat ride at the same
Yeah.
time. So that ticket money, yo, it was. And when I tell you I was robbing Peter to pay Paul, it was a real crazy situation. So when we put the video up, we was like, yo, we got to GoFundMe. I had no idea that many people cared about us.
Yeah.
And I tell people that all the time. I appreciate y'all because y'all held us down. We raised like $15,000 off of GoFundMe.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
And
Let's clap for
yo,
that.
normally GoFundMe is like, yo, my cat died. I gotta bury my cat. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He ain't had no insurance. Can you help me out? There's always some dumb shit, but this was a real cause,
Yeah.
and people got behind it because I didn't understand the real movement of what we were building at that
Yeah.
time. And then
Yeah.
it really allowed me to say, people rocks with us heavy,
Yes.
heavy in these streets. Like
Hey,
celebs reached out, quote unquote
yes.
celebs reached out. What can I do? Yo, hit the GoFundMe. Just share the link. I'm not even asking you for that amount of money. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? We had an anonymous donor for $3,000. Who
It's
does
awesome.
that?
Wow.
You know what I
Yo,
mean? Like, yo,
beautiful.
right. So it allowed me to understand that we were building something special. You know what I mean? So we had that lease. Like the 31st is our 1 year anniversary in this space of this month. May 31st, our 1 year anniversary in this space. We're gonna have a day party, hell of a show. We got Corey Bell headlining that night for ladies' night. But it allows us to see that what we're doing is necessary, man.
Yes.
And I tell people that all the time, not to take anything away from the clubs downtown, but comedy in Harlem, yo, it's for us by us. You know what I
Yes.
mean? It
Yes.
gives black and brown people an opportunity to get on stage every
And
night of the
shine.
week.
And
You
let
know
me
what I
And
tell you
mean?
something.
shine.
For the record, Miss Miko, I did donate $25. Give me a round of applause.
Yeah! Bah, 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 bah. I
Now,
use that to
Jamie, I
buy some
got a bone to
Hennessy. I
pick with you,
appreciate you, Sean.
Jamie.
Huh?
My bone to pick with you is why did we get a date? Why you keep switching up dates on us?
That's not me. You got to talk to the other man on the screen.
That's
Yeah,
me, Miss Miko.
Sean.
yeah,
See,
yeah.
you know what happened. Okay, so let's get into
You
that real
picking a
quick.
fight with the wrong dude. I love to
Yeah,
have y'all
yeah,
at the club.
yeah. Jamie, I've presented a few dates, and my co-host is they're not able to do it those dates, and I wanted to do it with them because it
Gotcha.
makes sense. So a lot of it is we just the three of us can't get together. I
Can't
need
get
the
right.
two.
Yeah, you
Jamie, I'm
can't get right.
sorry.
So you gave me a date, and I appreciate that. And unfortunately, I can't even do that date.
Ah, this guy,
I
man.
mean, I wanted to
This
do a
phone
comedy
call
show.
was self-destructive. 5, 4.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. My fault, Jamie. And I just want to do it right. And guys in the chat room, if you don't know, Jamie Roberts allowed the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up to the Team to do two sold out
That's right.
podcast events. And we truly, truly appreciate you for believing in us and our podcast and allowing us to do our podcast live in front of a studio audience. It was the first time we've ever done that. And it was just an honor and a privilege to do it at your venue
Think
in your
about it Sunday too, man. I know you talk about Saturdays, but think about Sundays, man. When it gets warmer outside, Sunday people
okay.
come out. Think
Okay.
about
Yeah.
trying to consider a Sunday.
Okay, well, we let me talk to Miss Miko over here and the other two superstars, and then I promise I'll give you another date.
All right.
All right, so Jamie, we're gonna give you the last word. Let's clap for Jamie. Jesus Christ. Let's
Thank
clap
you,
for
brother.
Jamie and his beautiful wife, Nikki
She
Sunshine.
ain't here, but anyway, we appreciate you, man. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Hey, Nikki Gurrell.
Come on now. Can't
We,
never shine by myself, yo. There's always something.
Jamie, you have the last word. Where can they find you? The club information or whatever you want to share. We truly appreciate. Hey guys, in the chat room, put a number one in the chat room.
Yeah,
For,
man.
and
So
put some hearts in the chat room for Jamie. We truly appreciate you. Go ahead, you got the last.
yo, Comedy Harlem, 758 St. Nicholas Ave, 147 St. Nick. ComedyHarlem.com if you want to see all the shows, tickets, everything like that. We got some big shows coming up. We got Mark Vieira, we got TK coming, we got Flame Monroe. We got some names coming through, man.
Yes,
Of course, Corey Bell. Shawn Harvey's gonna be there tomorrow night. What
Oh,
up, Shawn?
you already know.
Be
We in the
there
building.
tomorrow night. Set that stage on fire like we do.
Yeah,
Mom Dukes is coming too. She was on. She
yeah,
was
yeah,
on him. Yo, I
yeah.
need to get back to that club.
Yo,
I had so much fun. I need to get
yeah,
back to that club.
yeah, Jamie, could you say hi to mom? Because she gonna be in
Yeah,
the
peace
chat
and
room later.
blessings to Mom Dukes, man. I love to see it, man. I love to see it, man.
Thank
I
you.
love to see that. And also happy belated birthday to your auntie too. I saw that as well,
Yeah,
man.
appreciate you,
Um,
man. Thank you.
yeah, man. And me is JamieRoberts.com, everything JamieRoberts.com. Uh Catch me in a upcoming series on Power. What is it? Power or Ghost? One of them. I forgot which one it
What
is.
is
But
your what's your
oh,
social media?
Instagram is at comedy in Harlem and at comedian Jamie, Jamie.
Hold,
So
hold on. Whoa, wait, James. Don't go nowhere real quick. You got 2 more minutes. Wait.
mhm.
Mr. Miko, could you go into a quick puffy story? What's going on with this child? And I want to hear if you got a minute. Mr. Miko, do you
Oh,
got
I thought you
one
had a
minute?
story.
I'm
I
already
thought you was
late.
touching us.
All right, forget about it. Jamie, what's your opinion on Puffy, real quick?
Yo, man, everything they presented thus far just makes him a bad person, right?
Yeah.
Domestic violence is horrible. Makes him a freak that we had no idea what he's doing. But I don't see the racketeering. I don't see the Nico charges, the Rico charges. Sorry, Nico. I don't see the Rico charges that they're building. But eventually it'll come out. You know, the feds are 10 for 10 when it comes to building cases. I hate to see it happen. You know what I mean? But from the looks of things, he's hurt a lot of people, and a lot of people love to see him fall. Love to see him take this dive into, I guess, into jail forever. But what I've seen thus far, I don't see him going to jail for life. I don't see it.
Yeah.
I don't
Right.
see it. I don't agree with it, but
Yeah.
it's not my opinion to judge. You know,
Yeah.
first of all, it's way too much information. It is way too much information that these cases are letting out. Like, yo, man, baby
Yeah.
oil is fucking there's an inflatable pool. Yo, there's boxes of dildos with his
Yeah.
name attached to it. Yo, it's way too much.
I say, I
Yo,
say, I say, free Diddy. It's
yo.
freak, definitely a freak. The whole thing. Definitely a lot of fetish going on. Yes, a lot. But
But
yeah,
let me ask
John.
you a question. What do he get his money back? He paid that woman $20 million, yo.
No, but he's not gonna get his money back because she didn't
Keep
want to
talking.
testify. She was subpoenaed. She had to.
Oh
He
no.
paid her the 30 mil to keep quiet, but she had to. She didn't want to do it. So yeah,
That's a
he's
goddamn
not
lie.
getting that
That's a
back.
guy. She didn't want to. She didn't want to do it.
No,
Yeah,
she
If she didn't want to do it, she'd be on the stand saying, "I plead the fifth.
I say, free
I
Diddy.
plead the fifth." If she didn't want to do it, I can't. I plead the fifth.
All right,
Everybody has
yeah.
the right to say that. But
yeah,
she
no
in
doubt.
there giving details. Yeah, he has Mandingo come on his chat. All types. Come on, man. We don't want to hear that.
That's crazy. All right, Jamie, one more
Imagine a
time.
sketch artist in the room trying to draw. Imagine this, yo. That's a real job right there, man. Anyway,
All right,
but
well,
nah,
Jamie,
it's too
thank
much
you, man.
information.
Well, real quick, where can they find you, real quick?
Comedy in Harlem every day. I'm there like a drug dealer, man. You can find me there on the corner, man.
Okay. All right, let's clap. Jamie, man, we appreciate you.
No doubt, brother. Thank y'all. Thanks for having me.
Bye,
Thank you, man.
Jamie. Thank you.
If you don't mind, you can log off and we see you later.
All right, no doubt. Peace.
Appreciate it. All right, Miss Miko, thank you so much. We are here. We're a great show today. We truly appreciate everyone. Please put the hearts in the chat room. Let's go old school. Hearts in the chat room right now. Special shout out to Jamie Roberts. Miss Miko, you have the last word. Thanks for spending a few extra moments with us this morning.
Happiness is not by chance, it's by choice. Go be happy today, guys.
Say that one more time.
Happiness is not by chance, it's by choice. So go be happy.
Okay, guys, we have another special guest tomorrow. We truly appreciate you guys. Sophie, the comedian, should be on deck. And we see you guys tomorrow. The team will be in the building. Miss Miko, are you available tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay, Miss Miko, Cindy, we're back. Please, man, we truly appreciate y'all. Like, share, follow, subscribe, Shawn Harvey Morning Show, Wake Up Tea. Toxic Talk Thursday. We are out of here. Let's wave at
Bye,
them.
guys.